This is my video for the lower extremity origin insertion. So starting off here on the superior aspect of the greater trochanter, we're going to have the insertion for the piriformis muscle. And then right here along the more lateral aspect of the greater trochanter, this is going to be the insertion for gluteus medius. And then on the more anterior side of the greater trochanter, we're going to have the insertion for gluteus minimus. Number 4, this red line here is going to mark the origin of the vastus lateralis, one of the quadriceps muscles. Vastus lateralis originates on the greater trochanter and then also originates on part of this lateral femoral diaphysis, and then also on originates off a part of the linea aspera as well. And then right here along this anterior and lateral shaft of the femur, number 5 is going to be the origin of vastus intermedius, another quadricep muscle. Over here on the posterior side of the femur, number 1, I believe, is the insertion of gluteus medius again, kind of on that lateral aspect of the greater trochanter. And then moving down here to the lesser trochanter, we're going to have the insertion for the iliopsoas muscle. And then number 2, right here along the gluteal tuberosity, we're going to have the insertion for gluteus maximus. Gluteus maximus also inserts on the lateral tibial condyle via the IT band, so that's kind of fun. And then right here along the lateral aspect of the linea aspera, kind of along this gluteal tuberosity as well, we're going to have the insertion for adductor magnus. Adductor magnus is a very large muscle and actually inserts on 3 separate parts of the posterior femur, so it's going to insert right here on the linea aspera and part of the gluteal tuberosity, as I talked about. And then it's also going to run down this entire posterior shaft, and it's going to insert on part of the medial supracondylar ridge, and then also along the adductor tubercle on the distal femur. So big muscle, lots of insertion points. Number 3, this is going to be a continuation along that lateral diaphysis of the femur and along the lateral linea aspera of the vastus lateralis origin that I talked about over here on this bone. And then up here, number 6, this is going to be the insertion for pectineus along the pectineal line of the femur. So something that always helps me remember is the linea aspera is kind of like a Y, so the linea aspera comes up, and then it's made up of the medial sides of the pectineal line and the lateral sides of the gluteal tuberosity. So if you can kind of base those landmarks off of the linea aspera, then you can think pectineus inserts pectineal line, gluteus maximus inserts gluteal tuberosity. So that's kind of a neat little trick that I use to remember it. But number 7, this is going to be the off of the inferior pectineal line here, and then also part of the superior linea aspera, right where that Y kind of forms. We're going to have the insertion for adductor brevis. And then number 9, right here along the central part of the linea aspera, is going to be the insertion for adductor longus. Number 8, right here along the medial side of the linea aspera, we're going to have the origin for the vastus medialis obliquus, or VMO, one of our main quadriceps muscles. Then over here we're going to have the origin for the short head of the biceps femoris, one of the hamstring muscles. So the short head's going to originate off of the lateral supracondylar line of the femur as well as the linea aspera. Right here on the ischial tuberosity, we're going to have the origin right here for semimembranosus, and then number 2 on the ischial tuberosity as well is going to be the origin for the semitendinosus as well as the biceps femoris long head. So this is kind of a combined origin for those 2 muscles, but 3 of those muscles, hamstring muscles, as you can see, are going to originate off of the ischial tuberosity, with the 4th hamstring muscle, the short head of the biceps femoris, originating off of that posterior femur like I showed on the other slide. So also originating off of the ischial tuberosity, but also running along the inferior ramus of the pubis, is going to be the origin for adductor magnus. And then right here along this inferior pubic ramus as well as this inferior body, we're going to have the origin of gracilis. And then this is going to be number 5 is the origin for the adductor brevis. And then right here, kind of along this inferior body, right in the middle of the inferior body of the pubis, is going to be the origin for adductor longus. So number 1 is going to be the origin for gluteus maximus, kind of right along this posterior gluteal line. And then in between the posterior gluteal line and the anterior gluteal line, we're going to have the origin for gluteus medius. And then right down here between the inferior gluteal line and the the inferior gluteal line and the anterior gluteal line is going to be the origin for gluteus minimus. So if you can remember your gluteal lines, posterior, anterior, inferior, and then remember maximus, medius, minimus. It's kind of a little trick I use. Right here, number 3 is going to be on the posterior surface of the ilium, kind of running down here to the anterior superior iliac spine, is going to be the origin for the TFL, or tensor fasciae lata. And then off of the ASIS itself, sartorius is going to originate as well, so that's number 5. Number 6 is going to be the origin for rectus femoris, another one of the quadriceps muscles. But there's actually going to be 2 parts of this insertion. So right here off of the anterior inferior iliac spine, the AIIS, you can see one part of the origin. Then you can also see the second part of the rectus femoris originating off of this superior iliac portion of the acetabulum as well. So that's kind of cool. And then back over here to the ischial tuberosity, we're going to have the origin for semimembranosus again, number 7. And then number 8, we're going to have the origin for semitendinosus and the biceps femoris long head as well. Number 9 kind of it runs along this. This is more the posterior side, but it also originates off of the anterior sacrum and then also off the sacrotuberous ligament, but this is going to be the origin of piriformis. So our last 4 structures, right here along the iliac crest, the ala of the ilium, the iliac fossa, and then also originating off of some of those anterior SI ligaments. This is going to be the origin for iliacus, part of that iliopsoas hip flexor muscle I mentioned earlier. And then right here off of the pectineal line of the superior pubic ramus, right here is the pectineal line of the superior pubic ramus, but this is going to be the origin for pectineus. So pectineus originates on a pectineal line and inserts on a pectineal line, so very easy to remember. And then right here along the, kind of along that posterior part of the inferior pubic ramus and inferior body of the pubis, we're going to have, I believe, number 4 again will be the origin of gracilis that we already talked about, and then number 3 will be the origin for adductor brevis that we already mentioned as well. So I believe that's all the structures I needed to identify, and thank you for watching.